Hi again, and welcome. This is a Christmas special about a beautiful 1934 Hupmobile, built by Woody, and after several years sold to Mickey. Here is the Hupmobile story from Woody.
Believe it or not, there was a friend of mine, I drove truck with at Chrysler's. He calls me up and he's at this guy's house. And he says, there's a guy here, he's got a DUI on his driver's license and he wants to sell this car, says he needs money for his lawyer. So I went over there and looked at it. Never seen one before. 34 Hupmobile 3-window coupe. It was actually a hardtop. I says, wow, nice car. It'll look good when I get done with it. But anyway, took a lot of work to get it together. It was sitting on 4 little coasters and I rolled it around on the ground. I ended up putting it all together. I bought an IROC, an 87, took the motor and tranny out of it, put it in it, put air conditioning in it. It was a great car. My friend Randy Bauman painted it and he does wonderful work. He's very patient with me. Thank God.
Taillights don't look like Hupmobile originals.
No, the taillights on it, you cannot find Hupmobile taillights. They're pretty near impossible. They're like hen's teeth. So I ended up putting 37 Fords on it, and I ended up chroming them so to kind of throw people off, you know, because most 37 Fords are all just painted. There was no chrome on them. Yep.
What about the running boards?
Running boards, well, we didn't like the original design. We kind of changed them a little bit. In the front, we ended up overlapping the fenders a bit, made it look more like a 34 Ford fender than looking like a Hupmobile fender.
The grille surround on this Hup was made of pot metal and needed a lot of work.
The whole grill was in like 7 or 8 pieces when I bought it, and I had to get it welded together, get it chromed, and get all the bars chromed to put it all together. And about $3,000 later, it looked pretty good. Yep.
Pot metal is never easy to work with.
I had my friend of mine's an excellent welder, but he said he wouldn't touch it. No. So I took it to this guy in Windsor that we was recommended, and he did a nice job on it.
It's a strange thing. There are a lot of similarities to a 34 Ford.
Yeah, it looks a lot like a 34 Ford, but it was different. I liked it actually a little bit better because it's different.
More on that from Woody coming up. Bumpers are in excellent condition.
Well, the bumpers are all original on it. They're just re-chromed. And originally it had a spare tire on the back, and I didn't like that look, so I took that off and made a trunk out of it instead of a rumble seat. It was a lot of work. It had the back window rolled up and down because the basic of that thing was a 34 Ford.
The roll-down rear window allowed for conversation with passengers in the rumble seat. Now the Ford connection with Hupmobile.
That body was originally a 34 Ford Roadster, and then Hupmobile had them weld a steel roof on it. That's why it ended up looking like a hardtop. And it had Hupmobile's own frame, fenders, and everything. But the very basic body was a 34 Ford Roadster. You could see where they welded it on. Yep.
Woody has turned out a beautiful automobile, but it was not without a lot of work. I asked how long the restoration took.
Well, I was the old problem, wait for this guy, wait for that guy, like an interior guy, wait for there. I probably put it together in less than a year, for my work. Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty quick, actually.
Well, I just go out there every day, and my saying is that you do a little bit every day, sooner or later you haven't got any little bits left.
Mickey had been wanting this car for a long time, but Woody wouldn't sell. But persistence sometimes pays off.
Yeah, I decided to sell it one day. I had 5 cars, and I said, I gotta get rid of a few of them. I sold that one to Mickey, and I had a really nice 40 Ford pickup, and I just give it to my son. And I kept the other ones for a while, and finally somebody come along, wanted this, wanted that. I'm down to 1 car on the road now, this 55 Chevy. And I'm building a 40 Ford coupe right now, right from scratch, ground up. Right now the body has been painted and is back on the frame, and right now I'm doing the installation, and it's going to be a winter project.
Everyone knows that Woody builds great cars. Thanks, Woody, for telling your story. Now here's Mickey with how he wrestled the car away from Woody after trying to buy it for years.
I had a gun and Woody didn't. I held him up. No, I think Woody, you know, he loves this car too. I feel bad that I have it because he put so much into it, and but in a weak moment he sold it to me, and it remained local, thank God. And I've had a great time with it since I've got it. I've had it for about 5 years. It runs like a top. You know, anything Woody does, and all the guys that work with Woody, they do great work. And I'm just happy to have it.
This Hupmobile was built in Windsor.
The building is still there on Giles and McDougall, and I understand half this car came from Saskatoon, and the other half came from Windsor, Ontario. And so you can say this car was made in Windsor originally. And it sure runs like a new car. Hupp was they were the first police cars in Detroit in 1911. They have a long history. If you talk to the average person, they've never heard of Hupmobile. But if you research them, you find that until they went out of business at the end of the Depression in the late 30s, they were a very popular vehicle. This particular car used all Ford tooling. This essentially is a 34 Ford. And I don't know why, but Ford let them use their tooling, and maybe they were trying to help them out. I can't understand it, but that's the story. And saved Hupmobile for another 3 or 4 years. So this car essentially is a 34 Ford, not just a 34 Hupmobile.
Many upgrades have been made to this car, including the engine.
Well, it has a 1987 IROC engine, 350 small block, Chevy small block engine, which is standard in so many resto mods. It's fuel injected, of course, and well, it's just like driving a new car. This is a tune-port induction, TPI they call it, fuel injection. It's a 230 horsepower, 330 foot-pounds of torque. It's a 700R transmission, 4-speed auto with overdrive. He put about 5,000 miles on this car. He drove it everywhere. I drove it down the 401 at 70 miles an hour from Chatham, so it's like a new car.
The interior in this Hupmobile is like new, but Mickey did make a few changes.
I had to change the seat interior. They used a very soft, very nice feel to the interior, but it was not durable for me. So I changed the seat, and other than that, it goes well with the car. I like the red interior with the black exterior, the red wheels. So he's got good taste, Woody. You know, he put it all together, not just mechanically sound, but also for aesthetics.
Thanks to Woody for creating it, and thanks to Mickey for preserving it. Only one more thing to say. Thank you for viewing. Have a wonderful Christmas and New Year. I'll see you again soon.